We got the vibe, fun and friendly all the time. Draft and play and feel the rise. Magic moments in our eyes.
Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic here, and doing my first Aetherdrift draft. I don't know much about this format. I've seen a few spoilers. I know that it's kind of vehicle and artifact centric, but I've only seen, a handful of spoilers, so just don't know that much. Why don't we read the archetypes as per usual? And we have blue-white artifact value. Build up a board full of artifacts until your rival is overwhelmed by your racing robot army. Okay, then we have blue-black artifact bleeder. Scare your opponent silly with a combination of robots and possessed toys that pressure your opponent's life total. We have black-red max speed aggro. Ensure you reach max speed to drive your rivals into the pavement. And we have red-green exhaust mid-range. Burn everything in the tank to enhance the goblin rocketeers to impressive size. We've got green-white vehicles and mounts mid-range. The Alacrian quick beasts have skilled pilots who will ride your mounts and vehicles across the finish line. And we have white-black max speed attrition. The champions of Amonkhet keep their feet on the gas to reach max speed and unleash a zombie onslaught. Then we have blue-red discard aggro. Avast. Cycle and discard away unneeded cards to improve your pirates so they can throw your opponent overboard. Okay. We have black-green graveyard. Fill up your graveyard and keep returning your threats to rise above the roadkill. And we have a red-white vehicles and mounts, aggro, road rage, keep driving forward with the Cloudspire's crew offense to make your opponent backpedal. And then we have green-blue exhaust ramp. The Aether Rangers have mana to burn, fueling abilities that grant their creatures a huge burst of power. All right, I don't even know all of the mechanics other than max speed in this format, so that should be interesting. As per usual, my advice when you know nothing about a format is to focus on the rares and uncommons, reading them first, since understandably those would be the most powerful cards on average. So let's hop right in there and we'll see you during the drafting portion. All right, draft is fired. Let's take a look at our rare here. We've got Basri, Tomorrow's Champion, 1-drop, 2/1. You can exert it and create a 1/1 white cat creature token with lifelink, and then you can cycle this, and when you cycle it, cats you control gain hexproof and indestructible. Well, exert is an old mechanic, so it just doesn't untap during your next untap step, but every other turn getting a 1/1 token on a 1-drop? That seems great. Otherwise, we have Nesting Bot, 1-drop, 1/1. This has the start your engines mechanic, so that's the new mechanic. It's how you get to max speed. Basically, if they lose life, you tick it up 1, and then max speed is 4. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 servo. That's great. And then it gets even bigger. If you have max speed, that's really nice 1-drop, actually. Stock up. Just because start your engines on turn 1, it's great. Look at the top 5 of your library. Put 2 in your hand, the rest on the bottom. That's a good limited card draw. Push the limit, 7-drop. Return all mountain vehicle cards from your graveyards to the battlefield. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. And vehicles you control become artifact creatures. Well, 7 mana is a lot. Thundering Broodwagon, 6 mana. 6/5 menace reach, destroy a permanent when it comes in. Wow, that's a good one. Well, I ended up taking the rare, so now we can at least take a look at maybe some of the uncommons that are on color, kind of on color. Whenever Lagarin attacks while saddled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target mounts and/or vehicles. Okay, if you have enough mounts and vehicles, I can see that being good. This has start your engines, and it gets +0/+1 and has vigilance. Otherwise, let's take a look at the uncommons. Exhaust. So exhaust is a new mechanic. You can only use it 1 time. Discard up to 2 cards, draw that many cards, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay, that's pretty good for a 1-drop. Momentum Breaker. When this enchantment enters, each opponent sacks a creature or vehicle of their choice. Each opponent who can't discards a card, sack it, and you gain life equal to your speed. It's not bad. Make them sack, and you got start your engines. Roadside Blowout. Spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets permanent with mana value 1. Turn bounces and you draw a card. All right, I mean, that's pretty good too. I'm not seeing anything screaming at me in white. I'm kind of just feeling like maybe taking a removal, because they sack a vehicle too, potentially, and it starts your engines at a cheap cost, and you can gain some life. So we could take the Nesting Bot now. I do like this card. Otherwise, another Swiftwing Assailant in here. Oh, that's a good one. 1 mana, -2/-2, an opponent creature, and then you can surveil it at some point, and it's an artifact. As an additional cost to cast this, sack an artifact creature, destroy a creature or vehicle. If the sacrifice permanent was a vehicle, draw a card. Okay, I mean, that's not bad either. especially since I'm already making some tokens. They both cost 1. This deals with more things, though, so I think... And it's an uncommon, so it's probably better than Grim Bobble. I mean, you do have to sack something, though, in order to do it. But Grim Bobble is also something you could sack to it. So I think I'm going to take the removal over the Nesting Bot. Pedal to the Metal, so it's a buff spell, gives first strike. Boom Scholar, exhaust abilities of other permanents you control, cost 2 less to activate. Oh, that's cool. Gain trample, okay. Ooh, we got a rare. So 4-drop, 4/2. Search your library for a mount or vehicle. Reveal it, put in your hand, shuffle. If one or more +1/+1 counters be put on a creature or vehicle, you control that many +1/+1. Put that many +1/+1 counter. Put it on instead. Okay. Yet another Nesting Bot. Still feel good about this card. 1-drop Start Your Engine is sweet. I guess there's a lot of 1-drop Start Your Engine. This is an aura that does it too. And you can cast from your graveyard if you have max speed. That's pretty good. Whenever this creature or another artifact you control enters, it drains. It's not bad. Siphon Fuel. So this is a 5 mana, -6, and you gain 2 life. I mean, 5 mana is not free. I think for this one, I'm kind of feeling the Nesting Bot, although at this point we're getting to white-black, leaning a little heavily into that. I mean, -6 deals with most things, so that would be playable removal, but 1-drop, 2-body, and 1 seems pretty good to me. Okay, 7-drop, 5/5, but it also cycles all other creatures. So, you know, that's not bad, actually. I think the cycling on that is great. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, gains Death Touch and indestructible until end of turn. That's a pretty good combat trick. This is a mount. Untap it, put a +1/+1 counter on it while it's saddled. That's not bad. Another Boom Scholar in here. Scrap Compactor. So this deals damage to a creature, or you can destroy creatures or vehicles. That's not bad. That's actually good utility, I feel like. And it's an artifact you can sack, but yeah, that's not bad. Relatively low cost. Maybe I'll just take the uncommon here. I mean, the fact that it cycles is pretty good to me. Can't play a 7-drop, well, ditch it. And then, or you can play it, maybe it wipes the board for you. So this is some good fixing. If we want to splash a color, I could see maybe taking that. This has Start Your Engine, and it can be a 3/3 for 2. That's pretty good. Disciple, 3 mana, 2/2, and enters, give a creature, vehicle, lifelink, and indestructible. That's not bad either. Plow Through, yeah, some fighting. If it's saddled, okay. Okay. Might just take the fixing here. Opens us up for a potential splash I may or may not want to do. Apocalypse Runner. All right. Target creature you control with power 2 or less gains lifelink until in turn, can't be blocked this turn. All right. That's interesting. Leonin Surveyor, 2-drop, 2/2. It's got Start Your Engines. During your turn, this creature has first strike. Oh, that's cool. So, and it's a common. That's pretty good. And wow, this card's really good. 2-drop, 2/2. On your turn, it's got first strike, so it attacks well. And then you can exile it from your graveyard and draw a card. Wow. If you have max speed. But we have a lot of stuff that's, you know, turning on that ability right now. If an opponent controls more lands than you, create a treasure token. Wait, that's a 2-drop 3/1 artifact? Jeez, that's pretty pushed. Costs 1 less to cast for each artifact and a creature card in your graveyard. Not bad. We have cycle too, so this is a combat trick. Wreck Remover. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. You gain 1 life, and it cycles as well. I mean, Gravestalker could be good. We have quite a few cheap things already. And if you're paying, I mean, it's got cycle as well. I think I'll just take it. Could take Overdrive because I think that's actually a decent combat trick. But so Siphon Fuel came back. We could take it now. I mean, Assailant's not bad either. This is not a bad card. I mean, I guess it has Defender. Never mind. I guess if it's got Defender, it's quite a bit worse. I'll just take Siphon Fuel. I mean, this card seems totally playable to me. Yes, it's 5 mana, but that's pretty good removal. All right, Deathless Pilot. 2-drop, 2/2. Saddles, mounts, and crews vehicles as though its power were 2 greater, and you can get it back from your graveyard to your hand. That's not bad. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not bad. Or I could just take a 4-drop flyer. Typically, when in doubt, take the cheaper thing. If you're not sure which one's better. We get an Assailant anyway, so we'll take it. Flying Vigilance, sack it, destroy another target artifact. Hey, that's not bad. This is a pretty artifact heavy set. This is a totally fine card. I mean, granted, you can only do it as a sorcery, but I would say in a set that's primarily some crazy powerful cards, it's going to be pretty good. So Fearless, or what is it? Swashbuckler, 3 mana, 3/3 haste. Vehicles to control of haste. Whenever you attack, if a pirate and a vehicle attack this combat, draw 3 cards, discard 2. All right, Daring Mechanic. That's some interesting art. I posed for this art, if you guys didn't know. Guidelight Pathmaker. Enter, search your library for an artifact, reveal it, put it on the battlefield if it's 2 or less, otherwise put it in your hand. It's not bad. Man, it's totally splashable. Path Cruiser, 3-drop, 6/5, crew for 5. Get a basic land, put it in your hand. That's actually pretty good. I see. Could take that. Maybe I'll just take the Grim Bauble, just get cheap removal. It says lifelink if you have it. Yeah, let's just take cheap removal and you can sack it later. I think that's fine. So another Siphon Fuel, although we wheeled it last time. We have a few artifacts already, don't we? Yeah. I could see that Pack Doll. Otherwise, Deathless Pilot's not the most exciting. That's not bad, but they're 4-drops. They're nothing to write home about. When this creature enters, deals 1 damage to target opponent, you gain 1 life. How many creatures do I have already? 8? Yeah, I could take the removal even though we wheeled it last time. I think it's a fine card. 5 mana is a lot, but it is instant speed. Next 6 is a lot. Oh, that's a cool one. Let's just take it. You probably don't want to have a billion of those, but I could play a few. 6 mana, each opponent loses 2 life, and it's got Death Touch. That's not bad. I still like this card. This card seems good to me. I could see taking that. We saw that already. We can get it back. Ooh, wait. Signpost. Let's see. So it's got Start Your Engine, enters. Yeah, this is already looking good. And then if you have max speed, wow, it drains them. See, 2 bodies in 1 on that too. This makes your artifacts cost cheaper. This feels great. Yeah, so the multicolor uncommons in most limited sets nowadays are the signpost uncommons, meaning this is like what you should follow for what your archetype is trying to do. So thankfully we are going for speed-related stuff, so it works out. Risky Shortcut. 3 mana, draw 2 cards, each player loses 2 life. That's actually not bad. Each player loses 2 life is certainly better than you losing 2 life only. When it enters, draw 2 cards, discard. And then your spells are cheaper if you have max speed. That's not bad either. Battlefield Glider, 1-drop, 1/1. If it's saddled. Okay, yeah. Could take the enhancements now. You can get it back if you have max speed. Could try the shortcut. I mean, this is an uncommon. Is this making your spells cheaper is decent? It's just 4 mana is quite a bit. It's not bad. So vehicle, interface ace, 2-drop 0/4, saddles mounts using its toughness rather than its power. Untap it. Okay, that's cool. So it can actually, wow, you can crew 2. That's pretty good. You can take the Path Cruiser. This does net you a free land, which is also good for splashing. Or I could take the Engine Rat, which I think is legitimately a card that I think could win some games. I know you're thinking, how is that possible? But it depends on the speed of the format. Otherwise, I could take Scrap Compactor, which is some removal. But I'll take this Engine Rat. I feel okay about it. I think if we're aggro enough, Engine Rat could potentially win some games. So I could take a 3-drop 7/2. Locust Spray is actually, I don't think, a bad card. I think the fact that this cycles is actually pretty good. And I think it's uncommon for that very reason. It's a combat trick that also cycles. Could just take the 3-drop 7/2. The question is, do we have enough removal to really make it good enough? I'm just going to take the removal. I'll take the Locust Spray. Maybe there's enough X1s where it's pretty good. Maybe I can cycle in. It doesn't matter. This is a 4-drop 4/3. Makes an opponent discard and then cruise for 2. Playable. 2-drop 3/2 that cruise for 1. And it scries 2 when it enters. That's not bad either. Probably go for that. Not great, not terrible. Or I could take Jungle Hollow, potential splash. No, that's all right. We'll just take the Cycler, Ancient Vendetta. Choose a card name, search target opponent's graveyard for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. No, we don't need that. That's typically not great and limited. Wait, what does this do? At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature or vehicle. Wow, that's pretty good. That's an uncommon for a reason. Yeah, if you have max speed, being able to give a double strike is pretty strong. I'm going to take that over the engine route. So this can have lifelink, but it's got flying and haste too. Yeah, that actually is not bad. What's this matrix do? So 2-drop, enters, draw. Target mountain you control becomes, wow. Or, yeah, it's not bad. Maybe I just take the Path Cruiser. I'm not going to be able to exhaust it. Crew 5 is pretty expensive. I'll just take the Oil Gorger because it's got flying and haste. Even if you don't have max speed, that's really not bad. That is flying, right? Yeah, that's pretty good. What's this thing do? Death Touch and haste. Deals 1 damage to target opponent and you gain 1 life. I mean, nothing's on color. I'll just take it in case I wanted to splash that for some reason. Could take the enhancements now. I don't think we really need it, but we'll just pass these. We're really not going to be in those colors. Well, it looks like we're seeing what colors are open in pack 2 here. Blue and red. Regal Imperiosaur, 3 mana, 5/4 that buffs your dinosaurs. Well, that's pretty nuts. This has start your engines, and if you have max speed, it taps for 2. That's not bad. What's this Dawn Tyrant? Oh, 2-drop, 3/3. That's going to be pretty good and limited, I think. And it's an artifact. Wait, what's the Gestalt Raider? 3-drop, 2/1. When it enters, target opponent reveals their hand. You get an instant or sorcery. Wow. That's actually, that might be better. That's probably better. Like, just seeing your opponent's hand and having a creature that also could be a 3/2 menace. This is really good. Getting an instant or sorcery, you're just getting removal out of their hand. That's really nice. Granted, it's not an artifact, but I think that's better. So we'll take that and feel pretty good about it. Oh, this isn't bad. It ramps and fixes. All right, what's this do? Whenever you discard a card, choose one that has been chosen. Draw, create a treasure token. Each opponent loses 3 life. Wow. Oh, it hasn't been chosen this turn. Wow. So it's cycle. Yeah, this is actually really good. If we have enough cycle, I could see that being good. Let me see what Hour of Victory does. This makes enchant or makes zombies, so it makes me think I'm supposed to take this, but let me see. So it's 3-drop, enters, you get a zombie, sack this enchantment, search your library for a card. So give you any card too when you have max speed. That's pretty good. I like that. I could see that being more than, but gosh, we do have we've got a fair amount of cycling already. Well, I took too long, but hopefully I took the right card. All right, 2-drop, 3/1. Whenever it saddles a mount or cruise a vehicle during your main phase, that mount or vehicle gains flying. Oh, that's pretty good. Rambler, 5-drop, 5/4. You get a Thopter, artifact creature token with flying, and then it can crew it. It's not bad. It doesn't have flying though, but that's all right. Mutant Surveyor, 3-drop, 2/3. You can buff it. And another card you can exile from your graveyard to draw. I mean, this effect is very good when you're in limited, doing limited stuff like we are. I could see taking the Vaulter here though. Just get another 2-drop. It attacks well. It can mount vehicles and give them flying is pretty good. I don't think we have that many mounts or vehicles yet, but here's one. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, gains indestructible, untap all creatures you control. Wow, that's pretty good. There's a Mustang in here. There is a Skybox Fairy that you can cycle. Cruise for 2. It's got flying. That's not bad. Wrangler makes a discard. We saw that. And this is the one that costs less. And it's got cycling. I could see taking this Sloth. It is a 5-drop, but attacking with indestructible is pretty good. Saddle 4 is quite a bit though. But untapping all creatures you control is why it's pretty good. We'll see. Maybe it's not as good as it looks. All right. Well, we got Spin Out. It's murder that can destroy vehicles. Tune Up. Turn an artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, that's cool. Deathless Pilot. We saw that. We have it already. And then we already have an Aether Jacket. Okay. Spin Out it is. More removal the merrier at this point. Another Engine Rat. Wait, what's Roadside Assistance? So you create a pilot. And saddle's better, and +1/+1 and lifelink. I mean, it makes a body, that's not bad, but it is an aura, so it's subject to 2-for-1s. I don't think we're going to need the night market, although we already have a deck, so maybe it's okay. Oh, this isn't bad. You get a Thopter and you make it bigger. Yeah, I might just take another Engine Rat, but let's see. So another Siphon Field. I probably could. I mean, we have enough creatures. Having 3 of them is probably not great, but oh, this. Yeah, we'll try out the Ride's End too. This typically not good when you're playing. All right, typically cards like this not good when you're trying to be the aggressor. They're playable. They're just less good. This is a format that's got a lot of vehicles, so I think there's gonna be a lot of tapped permanents, and we can try out different cards rather than just running a million Siphon Fuels or whatever. So we could take the Fairy now. Could take the Assailant. Another Chitin Gravestalker. They both have Cycle. This has Flying, so maybe it's better. We have a lot of cheap creatures, though. I can see this Gravestalker being good. If I'm paying like 2 mana for that. Ooh, we got the Dawn Tyrant back. Totally take it. 2 mana, 3/3. If that's bad, then maybe Magic's passed me by. I'll take the Rambler. This is a fine card. It's kind of 2 bodies in 1, sort of. I mean, you get a flyer out of it, too. We don't really need the ramp of starting column, so that's fine. Got the Mutant Surveyor. This card is totally playable. Totally playable. And it's a mana sink, too. I'll take a Fairy now over a 3rd Gravestalker just to diversify a little bit. I'll just hate because it's pack 3. So, all in all, I have no idea how good our deck is. We're going to make something out of this. Didn't really get any crazy rares. I think our removal actually ended up pretty good, so that's good. And we have more, I mean, we have more than enough cheap things. So no issues there. We do have quite a few mana sinks, which is a great problem to have when you have a low curve deck such as we do. Very low curve deck. So it's good to be able to have a bunch of things you can pump mana into. I'm still fine playing 17 lands. I think I'm okay playing the Night Market. It just makes more hands keepable, even though it's a tap land. I'm okay playing these, especially since they all have cycling, which is just great. So what do we cut? Well, we can cut 4 creatures to start with. What are the weakest ones? I don't know how I feel about the Sloth. I mean, 5/5 indestructible attacking is pretty strong, and being able to untap so it doesn't really mount. But you're not able to attack with those other things. That's the problem. So I could see that being less good. I kind of wanted to give it a try, though. But we'll run this Siphon Fuel. But yeah, we probably cut the Sloth. I mean, it's a 5-drop 5/5, which isn't bad. But I think I'd rather either have the Flying that can also cycle, or the Rambler because you get an extra body. I think I'm going to cut the Sloth. We have a lot of 5-drops in here. I might have to cut one more. Although this is like a 2-drop, so maybe we're okay. Yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah. The cycling just makes all of them much more playable. I think we'll ditch the enhancements. It's not that it's terrible. I think it's fine. I just don't really feel like we need it. I don't think we need the parry either. We have a bunch of removal, so... I mean, it's not bad. But I'd rather just run harder removal, I think. Take out pesky things as needed. How good is this Scouter? I mean, Scry 2 is not bad either. I like that dude. Valter's fine. We have some mounts, although I guess the mount we have already has flying. Well, we have a few mounts in here, so that's fine. Deathless Pilot. Yeah, I could see that one being a cut. Definitely want this. Some removal. Playing that removal. Trying not to cut any of my removal, basically. And I don't really want to cut cycle creatures. I feel like they're just going to be good. We'll find out. That's also a creature. So we can cut more creatures. I think we can cut Risky Shortcut. It's not a bad card, but we have mana sinks, so we don't need to necessarily take some time off to draw cards like that. Probably cut this. This is probably a better sideboard card. I mean, it does have flying. It's got vigilance. It's not bad. You can attack with it and then post-combat blow something up. That's actually pretty good. I'd probably rather run that than like an assailant. Yeah, I think that's right. This I'm still definitely running because we can get our max speed going pretty early, I think. Maybe we don't need double Engine Rat, but it's hard to go wrong with Death Touch. And potentially can win games if you're just drawing mana. It's a good mana sink. A lot of good removal, like I said, but we still need to cut some creatures here. So weakest creatures, you can see maybe cutting the Rambler. I'm just looking at things that don't have cycling that I could probably cut. I think I'm going to do the Oil Gorger though, because it's got flying. The lifelink is obviously decent. But if you don't have lifelink, just being able to get in when you've beat him down early evasively like that is pretty nice. I don't recall seeing a ton of reach either, so kind of like that. Could be good. Don't want to cut any removal if I can. And like I said, we have extra creatures because those don't count. Let's just cut the Deathless Pilot. Seems like an easy cut. Don't really need it. All these cycle, so that's fine. See maybe cutting the Scouter. Yeah, it's not bad. It really is not bad. It makes the Vaulter more relevant too, because right now this is going to be basically, I mean, maybe we're supposed to cut both. Maybe we just cut the Scouter and the Vaulter, but I really don't want to cut 1 and 2 drops too much. But it's nice to have the versatility of Gravestalker. So it says we have 16. I'm still counting this as a creature too. So really we have 17. So we can probably comfortably cut 2 creatures and then 1 non-creature. So I guess we could cut the Vaulter, because we really just don't have that many mounts and vehicles in here. We have basically a Skybox Fairy, which is just a flyer that can cycle, which I'd probably be okay with cutting too. It's just hard to cut anything that cycles, I feel like, just because it's nice versatility. Definitely want to keep the Surveyor and all the Surveyors. They're just going to be good. I have a good feeling about them. So 2 more cuts. 1 can be a creature. So what are my non-creatures I'm cutting? Maybe the Locust Spray, but it cycles, so it's either useful or it cycles. It either kills something or it cycles. I mean, it's pretty decent versatility too. Definitely don't want to cut that. Weakest creature in the deck at this point is, I mean, this has got versatility, so I don't want to cut that. Jeez. Maybe an Engine Rat. I could see maybe cutting an Engine Rat. Obviously not Basri. All right, let's cut 1 Engine Rat. And now we can cut 1 non-creature. This doesn't count towards our creature count because it's technically not a creature. So that's important to keep in mind too, because it says we have 14, but really we have 15 plus. We kind of count vehicles as like half a creature, I feel like. It needs a creature to get activated, but I think it's fine to count it as like half a creature. So 1 more cut. It should probably be a non-creature. So really it's like Grimbauble or Locust Spray. I'm thinking one of those. Yeah, I think that's probably reasonable. Could cut a Siphon Fuel, but I don't mind running. I mean, they're a little expensive. Maybe I'd rather keep all the... Where's that leave my removal if I cut a Siphon Fuel? Probably not great. I could see maybe cutting the Spray. Is it better than Grimbauble? I mean, this is instant speed. This is also uncommon, so maybe it's better than Grimbauble. I kind of want to run both, but I'm having a real hard time deciding what should get cut here. I'm going to cut the Bauble. It could be wrong, because Bauble is also something you can sack to Hellish Sideswipe. That's true. All right. I guess that's the deciding factor. Overall, I think I like this deck. Feels pretty fine-tuned. We have quite a bit of removal. We're relatively low curve. I feel like we're staying pretty busy early. So we'll see what this deck can do. I'm interested to see. All right, we'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. Okay, this is definitely a keep. We got the Sundial beat stick and into a Gestal Raider to even take care of the removal and get the start your engines going. It's pretty nice. Get some speed. Need to get some speed. I got a need for speed here. So we want to definitely do start your engines first. Oh, we got our own, but we're going to do the Raider, see what instant sorceries. Take a peek at that hand. Trip up. All right, well, getting rid of it. Get in there. So they have Possession Engine, which is a rare. Enters, gain control of target creature and opponent controls for as long as you control his vehicle. Can't attack or block for as long as you control his vehicle. Wow. So it just takes care of something until you take care of it. Okay. Affinity for artifacts. Wow, that's pretty good. And it can make it so it can't be blocked. And then what was this last one? Flood the engine. When the tap enchant a permanent loses all abilities and doesn't untap. Okay. So we'll get in with the Dawn Tyrant here, which is good. Get some speed. All right. Doesn't untap. But we have sack fodder now, so that's good. All right, let's get our own surveyor going here. Start your engines. I don't really want to cycle. Not yet. All these cards are pretty useful. Ah, nesting bot. Cool. Well, let's get in there. Giving us max speed, huh? Ooh. Wow. That's pretty nasty. I think I might block here. I'm going to prevent them from getting... well, it also makes my Gravestalker cheaper, but basically it prevents them from getting max speed. Momentum breaker. All right. Well, here we go. All right. Can't attack or block. It's good to know. All right. Ooh, that's cool. Any card we want, huh? Can they still crew with it too? It's pretty cool if they can. I think they can. Can't attack or block so they can crew with it? That's pretty good. Keeping them off max speed was pretty valuable. So I can sack this and find any card I want. I mean, that's got to be pretty useful here. We're a little, I guess, mana starved at the moment, but... All right, we'll see you for the next one. Okay, round 2, we have no white mana, but there's just no way I can mull a hand that's got all black spells with black lands. Especially with 1, 2, 3, we get to go here. Ooh. Let me draw our white mana. Nice. I really like this Gestal Raider. That card's really nice. What does this do? Ooh. Get some scry going. Okay. I guess I can just do it and make them sack the Scouter. Why not? Because they're always going to be able to choose that anyway. Makes pretty good use of the mana, I guess. Even if it gets to start your engine going, that's pretty important. Obviously important. All right, let me get an attack into that. We'll attack first. Speed going. Now we do the Raider. Take a look at their hand. What do we got? Nothing. Creatures. So this makes them all cheaper too. Wow. Oh, they've got like an artifact. They got a sweet looking artifact deck. I mean, thankfully I can still tack into them reasonably well here, but because this makes all their artifacts cheaper, it's pretty good. All right. Hour of Victory. Well, that was a good rip. Since I'm probably going to achieve max speed here at some point. All right. No first strike, right? Okay. Well, I'm fine with that trade. They're worried about the max speed, so that makes me feel good. That's a pretty sweet card too. Does crew for 3, I guess, but ooh. Well, kind of a tough spot. I think we're gonna go for max speed here, because then I can find whatever I want with Hour of Victory. So what does this do again? All right, that's fine. We'll just make it so their stuff's gonna be more expensive again. Oh, they're gonna be able to. That actually doesn't matter if they. Doesn't matter if they crew Hull Drifter, because we're gonna attack with both anyway. Yeah, this is actually better for us. I feel like, because I'm gonna attack with both. Like Raider's gonna die. I don't actually think it matters, because we still get max speed, and we can find any card in our deck we want. Can only activate that as a sorcery. Have to keep that in mind. Ooh, this is good. That's a good way for them to generate some pretty decent card advantage, though. Because I'm going to have to look for something good here. What does this do? Whenever you draw your second card each turn, get a Thopter. Ooh, that's pretty good. All right. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in trouble here. We got a grip full of lands. I mean, I can get any card in my deck here, which is decent, but I can cast this next turn. This currently costs probably quite a bit less. 2 less. So I could play a land and drop it. So I get a 4 mana 5/4. I don't know if that's good enough. Could get another removal, but I need an actual threat. Could do Pride of the Road. Yeah, that's pretty good. Get the double strike going. That probably makes the most sense. Let's do that, probably. Because, yeah, I mean, this is not bad either, and I do have max speed, but I need some pretty good threats here, I think. I mean, Bosri's not bad either, but no, I think we gotta take the double strike generating dude. So I will. And we'll play a land and then play Pride of the Road. And then we'll attack here. Huldrifter's pretty sweet common, actually. Nice. Guess I can always sack Momentum Breaker. Just play the tap land. Oh, I can cycle this? That card's way better than I thought it was. Okay. Well, I guess I can play that next turn. Was I able to do that last turn? I didn't even realize it. No, I think I tapped out for Pride of the Road, so it worked out okay. But still. Yeah, this is potentially pretty good for us. Uh-oh. Wow, does he have 2 of those? He must, right? Or was that a different opponent that had it? Oh, it was a different opponent. Oh, well, that's good. At least his Archfiend's going to be good on our turn. And they don't have max speed. I think I'm just going to sack this now. Although if I draw removal... Oh, it's an enchantment, so let's just gain life. Gaining 4 life is pretty decent. Alright, let's play the Archfiend here. Kill a bunch of things. And they don't have max speed yet, which is good. Oh, that generates max speed too. It's pretty good. All right, we can play the Gravestalker. They're close to max speed now, and then they're going to be able to get double strike. It's going to be tough. I don't think I can race them right now, though. I need some way to destroy that possession engine so I can get my double striker back. I guess that's the tentative plan. Yeah, once I get double strike, it's going to be pretty tough. I mean, I guess I can start smashing with Gravestalker, but they're quite a bit ahead on the race, too. I need to get my Pride of the Road back, though. Jeez. It doesn't even lose abilities or anything. It's like Possession Engine's fantastic. What a strong card. It's a weird one to attack with. I guess they want to deal the damage. That makes sense. Because they got the max speed now, too. Wow, that's a sweet land. Just get a creature out of it, too. So I'm at 5. I mean, we have max speed, so I guess I'm just going to do this. We're at 5, though. So I guess we're going to die because of the... we're going to have to act like we've got something here. But all they have to do is activate the Hull Drifter and swing with all their flyers. And I can only block 1. Yeah, we got whooped pretty good this game. All right, see you for the next one. Even Aether Jacket would have been able to blow up the possession engine, so I feel good about running that card at least. So start your engines. I guess we'll probably play the Ascendant first then, I'm guessing. Death Touch 2/1 and it saddles. It's pretty good. So I could do the Raider first. Yeah, because then you just kind of deal with a card in their hand. You almost get like a built-in 2-for-1 at that point. Although if I do the Ascendant, it kind of keeps the Lagac back because I can just block with the zombie. That's true too. Choices, choices. I'll go with the Ascendant. I feel like it keeps the Lagac back kind of nicely. I mean, they might just crew it because it crews into a 2/4, but then I can start, you know, getting the engines going here. That's an easy block. Okay. So now I've got 4 mana. I guess I can do the Raider and see their hand. Take care of any instant sorceries. I guess they don't have any. March of the World Ooze. Wow. That's cool. They have the Sloth, which they will be able to play next turn. And then they have a Mammoth. Enters in when it's attacked. So they got some strong stuff coming. I mean, I'm going to be able to sideswipe the first one. I don't know how I'm going to deal with all this beef. I guess I have some ways to deal with the beef, so that's good. Oh, I guess I sort of need the sideswipe. I'm just going to block here. And I need to deal with the bigger creature, I feel like. So we can siphon fuel that at least first. And then get the speed going at least. Yeah. And then I guess we can do Oil Gorger. Uh-oh. Oh, darn. Don't you hate it when you get got by broken wings? It's always so embarrassing. Oh, nice. Even more good cards. When you cycle it, put 2 counters on it. Wow, that's a ridiculous card. A 5 mana 8/8 trample with cycling with upside when you cycle. That's one of the craziest cards I think I've ever seen. That is insane. Absolutely insane. So we're gonna do Surveyor and pop the Rex, I guess, with Sideswipe. That is one of the craziest cards I think I've ever seen. This is a great card, actually. Nice mana sink. They're just gonna kill us with the elephant into the rare. Just gonna have a wow. I don't need to cycle that, do I? Or maybe I do. I don't know. This doesn't have trample, does it? Thank goodness. But they just attack. Oh, they have to saddle it. Okay. But they're just gonna make it just makes all your dudes oozes. Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one to beat. And I have to double jump here too. I might as well play this. I don't have nearly enough time to cycle. We just got annihilated by fatties. Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say. Obviously not nearly enough. That is insane. All right. Well, I'd like to get one more victory if I could, but oh yeah, I forgot the ooze thing. Thankfully I was dead anyway, so it didn't matter, but good to remember for the future. Well, it'd be nice to get one more victory. Wow, I'm just getting absolutely I'm getting my face stepped on here. Just getting embarrassed. Go to the next one. I'm gonna keep this. It's not bad. It's not great, not terrible sort of hand. I still think this Raider's good, but I'm surprised I've only hit on it once. Missed twice. All right. Factor's not bad. Sideswipe, also not bad. All right. There's a rat. Okay. We'll just attack here. Oh, I was supposed to play the Raider for the starter engines. Whoops. All right. Mistake number one. They had to come eventually, right? Oh, well, they've got a bunch. So Sideswipe deals with anything. This gives you 2 Thopters and drains. So it's good for starter engine. And this gets something back from your graveyard to your hand. And then they have Hunger Tyrant coming. At least I can block that. Okay. I feel like I don't care too much about their removal. Maybe Honda Network kind of feels the best. Just because it just gives them some bodies that I have to worry about. I mean, I feel like that Raider did its job, but I definitely dropped the ball. If I miss out on max speed now, I'm in big trouble. That's kind of good. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. And they don't have any flyers? Okay. They sell the side swipe, but I don't really care about that. So we can do the Oil Gorger. And we'll get it with these two. The side swipe gets a little better now because I can sack with the pilot. But we're gonna have max speed, so that's good. Actually, you know, it's totally worth it to, yeah, this is totally worth it to Grim Bobble the 1/1 because then they can't sack it to the side swipe. So yeah, we'll do that. And then I have Hour of Victory online too, which is really nice. So let's just Grim Bobble. I mean, I guess it means I can't kill the 7/2, but I don't want him to be able to sideswipe my Gorger very easily here. So I'd much rather do this. Plus I can Surveil. I think it's worth it. And we'll get in the Gorger, and then we have Lifelink too. I mean, I assume they're going to be doing the but I can Surveil, although I have to do this at sorcery speed, so I'm just going to do it now. Question is, what do I want to get? Because I have max speed now. So I could get the Pride again, get the double strike. I could get removal. There's some decent choices here, honestly. Ascendant's not bad. They're not quite low enough on life for me to want to do that, though. Let me some sack. I mean, Bosri makes stuff. Could get another flyer, but I have to crew it. Could get the Gravestalker. I've already got some creatures in yard, right? Yeah, a couple. It's probably not worth it. I think we'll just take the double strike, dude. I think that's probably the best. And then we'll pass and we can Surveil, I guess. Because I am 1 mana short of 1 mana shy of doing the. Yeah, that's fine. So a land and a siphon fuel. I think we're probably going to wait until they play the 7-2 to play. So why don't we just get the... I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so now we can do the Archfiend. No one expects the second one. No one. Whenever you attack, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and untap it. This card's incredible. What a strong card. Well, I'm certainly not winning this race. This cruise for 1. Jeez, it's a great card. Well, I think we're gonna trade here. So I've got 8 mana, which is unfortunately not enough to do both. So we'll just kill this. This Haunted Hellrite is unbelievably good. What an insanely strong card. I just got absolutely wrecked this draft. Just absolutely destroyed. Okay, well, maybe I didn't build a very good deck. I thought it was decent, but I mean, I just got absolutely hosed. Absolutely hosed. I mean, look at this. Just got annihilated. Double lethal. All right, that was rough. Rough start to the format here, guys. I have got some serious learning to do. Yeah. All right. Let's do some pack one, pick ones. Get my 1 pity pack here. Destroyed. All right, pack one, pick one. I guess I have 2 for some reason. Pack one, pick one. Guardian Sunmare, 5 mana, 5/5, ward 2. Whenever it attacks while saddled, search your library for a non-land permanent card with mana value 3 or less. Put it on the battlefield and shuffle. Seems really good. Just free permanents. Put them out on the battlefield. Seems incredible. Rocky Roads. All these lands that make pilots seem really good. Wretched Doll. It surveils. That's not bad. Beats well. It's an artifact and then it surveils. When it's saddled, it attacks as 6/6. That's pretty good. Although it's 5 mana. But it only saddles for 1, so that's not bad. When it attacks while saddled, create a treasure token. It's a cheap mount. Enters or attacks. Exile 1 target card from a graveyard. You gain 1 life. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. It's got cycle. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, creature deals that much damage to each opponent. Cycles. Whenever you cycle this card, deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay, obviously good with cycling. I like that. And then Oil Gorger, which I played and thought was decent, but Woo! Man, I got beat up. I got beat up real bad. Let's see. So we already played this, or cut the sloth. Locust spray. Didn't play it. Surveyor. Played it. Liked it. Bike. Gain life. And it ramps. Not bad. Bounce for one. Not bad. Especially since it can bounce vehicles too, which is nice. Played against the Lagak. I mean, it's got Death Touch. It's probably not bad. And then Gravestalker we already played. And thought it was kind of mediocre. But, I mean, it still feels tough to go wrong with something that gets cheaper as the game goes later and it cycles early. So I like the versatility of it. All right. Like I said, super, super rough start. Got annihilated. Hopefully we'll do better in Draft 2. We'll see you then.